Hello, welcome back to another video. I'm a bit of a fraud, right? Because I posted that first video, well, my most recent video, about 3 weeks ago now. Basically being like, oh, I'm gonna post every week during this month. 3 weeks ago I posted that. Haven't filmed any long form content since then. But we're back! So, right, let's have a little breakdown. Should I put my t-shirt on? I'm gonna put my t-shirt on. Right, now that I've got the proper attire on. Sorry, I had to grab my blanket because it's very cold. Oh, I didn't shut my drawer. Everything is just going wrong, oh my god. Anyways, so, let's have a little chat, shall we? So, as you probably know by now, throughout the month of September, I was attempting to run 100 kilometers for MacMillan. And I said that I would post a video every week, basically giving like a little recap at the end of the week and like filming some of my progress. But I didn't do that. I kept forgetting. And just now, which is the 30th of September at 8:36 p.m, I remembered to film. So here we are. Better late than never. Am I right? Hoping at least one person said yes. Right. So throughout this month, sorry, I just need to grab my laptop so I could show like my progress so I can see what I've done. But so week one, as I have documented this, I think I remembered to add my total, but if I didn't, I ran 19.25 kilometers in week one. I was feeling confident. I was going for a run almost every day, but I was doing like little runs so it seemed more manageable. That was not a good idea, right? Because my legs hurt so freaking bad. So bad. It was awful. My pace was awful. It's awful. But in my defense, my legs have been hurting today. And I probably shouldn't have run at all. But... And by week two, I didn't want to run at all. Ever again. Ever again, right? And since week one was at the start of September, it was still quite warm out. So on my runs, I was just getting hot. I was getting tired. I wasn't really in the mood to do it, right? So by week two, I was just a bit fed up. I don't think my legs have ever been in this much pain. Oh my God. I'm actually trying so hard to push through this. And I had only ran 13.4 kilometers, which I'm saying only. Prior to this month, I think in August, I ran a total of about 20 kilometers. So that's still really good for me and really good as someone who started running about 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. But regardless, it wasn't where I needed to be, right? If I wanted to get this 100, I needed to do basically at least 20k a week. 25 obviously, because it's 4 weeks, 100, maths, right? But I did a lot less. I believe, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, I believe my time did improve slightly on these runs, but it wasn't my best effort, let's say. Moving on to week three, I did 17.5 kilometers. So obviously my distance was going up, which was good. That's what I wanted, but still not at that point that I needed to be at, right? But with week three, I randomly decided, do you know what? Let's run to my old school and back, right? I thought it would be like a short, obviously I know it was quite far, but I thought it'd be like 8k total. So I was like, do you know what? I'll do a little long run, get me going, right? It was 11.2 kilometers in the end. Before this, my longest run was 5. And I think also before this, I've done a total of 3 5Ks in my life. So that was a very big step for me, right? But I didn't know I could even do that. But I just kept going. So I was like, Joe, what? If I don't finish this run, I'm not going to end up home. Because how else would I get home? I was like 5-6 kilometers away from my house. Literally an hour ago, I was in my bed crying. And now here I am. So I kept going. The last 3k was like basically just like a massive hill. Made me quite sad. did walk most of it, I'm not going to lie to you, because it was just upsetting. I'm not running up a hill, no. But I did that 11k in an hour and 40 minutes, which to some, that probably is just like, why are you walking it? Do you know what I mean? But I was very proud of that. I'm still very proud of that because that was my first long run ever and I actually completed it. So win is a win, do you know what I mean? And then moving on to week 4, so this past week, I did 16.8 kilometres. Once again, not at that point I needed to be at, but still was a big jump. Do you know what I mean? Because as I said, August, I think my longest running week was about 5k, maybe 5.5. Ooh. But also within week 4, so on Sunday, today's now Tuesday, on Sunday I ran the Vitality 10,000, which you probably do know what it is, but if you don't, it's like this big running event they have every year in London for Vitality, which is a life insurance company, brand, I don't know. And it was just like all around central London. Like I saw Buckingham Palace, that was the start and finish line. We saw St. Paul's, we saw Tower London, we saw everything. It was so cool. And I completed a 10k in an hour and 19 minutes, which if you look back at my 11k, that did an hour and 40, I literally shaved 20 minutes off that. So that is really great progress. My average pace for that was 7:38 per kilometre, which is insane for me because my average pace on these runs is anywhere above an 8:30 basically. I'm not a very quick runner. I don't pretend to be. When I make these videos and like my little TikToks, I try and be very realistic because I don't really know how to run. I've never really ran before. I'm not like a fitness expert. I just do it for fun, right? And in this case, for charity. So, yeah, but seeing that jump, because I'm just looking now, a few days before that 10k, I did a 6k. And my pace for that, my average pace was 9 minutes and 22 per kilometre. So if we're judging that and then going to a longer distance, I've taken 2 minutes off that time, which is insane. And I'm like genuinely so proud of that. And I didn't even know I could even do that. Because before this race, I was aiming for an hour 30 as like my point. I was okay getting slightly over that. I was okay getting slightly under that. I did not expect a 119. So I am so happy about that. But to wrap things up with this, throughout this month, I think I've done a total, I'll put it here because I don't actually know exactly. I think I've done a total of about 75 kilometres, which is insane for a month because like, what do you mean? But obviously it's not where I wanted to be because I was aiming to do the full 100. But once again, I basically had never really ran before this month, like properly. So seeing the difference between my August to my September, it's actually insane. And knowing obviously I was doing it for a good cause, that just made it a lot easier because I'm like, I have a purpose to be doing this. I'm not just running about getting chased around. I never got chased. I don't know why I said that. I'm not just being Forrest Gump, mate. Like I was having a great time. But throughout this challenge, I was obviously posting my donation link everywhere, and obviously I wasn't like genuinely asking for donations. I was just like, if you want to support me, I really appreciate that. And at the end of this for MacMillan, I had raised over £100, which is so amazing. And if you're watching this and donated to me, thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you. And I'm just so proud of like all the progress that I made because, as I said, it's not exactly where I wanted to be, but it was still like a massive, massive jump for me. And I couldn't even like, if you told like 4 months ago me that I would be able to run 75 kilometres in a month, I probably would have laughed at you because I'm like, look at me, I can't run. But I did. And within this month, obviously, I've done my 2 longest runs ever. And what? It was actually like such a good experience. And I know literally for all of it, I was by myself just running about. But I did really enjoy it, and I'm so happy that I did what I did, because even though I didn't reach my goal, I still hit an amazing target, and I am so proud of that. And as I said, yeah, I'd like to thank everyone who was like watching my TikToks, watching these videos, even though this is only the second one, watching all my YouTube shorts, my Instagram reels, everything. Wherever you saw my face pop up, you probably are fed up of seeing me every day, but I'm still here, I'm still posting. And yeah, thank you to everyone who's like watched, liked, followed, donated, everything. Thank you so much for that. And I hope you enjoy this video, even though it's just a very different video for me, just sitting down and talking. This feels really strange because there's also a mirror behind my phone, so I can just see so many me's right now. I'm a bit thrown off. And I'm wearing a green t-shirt. What am I doing? But yeah, anyways. So I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed my little breakdown of what happened this month. And let's see what happens in the future.